everyone, welcome to another Data Vault Q&A. My name is Julien Redmond and I have with me again today Nols Ebersohn. Hi Nols.
Hi Julien, how are you?
Really well. And this series is brought to you by Iris, the best automation for your lakehouse. So Nols, I've got a fun question for us today. It's a very hot topic, I think, at the moment. So how does Data Vault support AI and machine learning use cases?
That's an excellent question because AI's got a broad set of capabilities and a broad set of expectations that are being set to them. But it also has a couple of key challenges, and one of those key challenges is to avoid the, what was the term I saw the other day, the hallucinations of AI.
Yeah.
And so there's something to be said for understanding or having a great grasp that is solid and is explicit to the AI engines for them to actually have something tangible to work from. And so from all perspectives, instead of guessing which business keys exist within your data, the business keys being explicitly highlighted by Data Vault as hubs, the relationships being called out explicitly as opposed to hinted at or assumed or any of those type of things. And then, of course, having a myriad of different descriptive details that describe the similar cohort of relationships or business keys gives your AI machine learning platforms something extraordinarily robust to operate against.
Yeah.
Something that is uniquely Data Vault is the fact that we can track and describe those relationships over time, which is computationally extraordinarily dense. If you have to go and ask that same question across just, say, a lakehouse, which with none of the integration or none of the apparent relationships being explicitly available or thoroughly described. So in the regulation and regulatory oversight does not disappear because we have new cool tools in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And so how do we govern? How do we police that the answers we get through our AI and LLM models actually give us a good, consistent, reliable answers? And the answer to that is it has to have strict guide rails. So instead of being speculative, it needs to be specific, guided by the actual relationships, the actual details that are captured within your data domains. And so having that available, this basically graph model of your data, the Data Vault allows the AI to then have something robust, reliable, repeatable, and consistent to come through. And since we can then integrate both the derived data and the raw data through the same structures of hubs and links from an integration perspective, allows them to take that derived data, which should be historized and audit trailed like any raw data should be, because you're making decisions on those derived data items, and therefore you must have evidence of what those derived items mean, which means you can now leverage your AI and large language models to actually go and derive complex and high-value items and keep that as an outcome that has been provided before.
Yeah.
Therefore, if the AI, new information comes along and therefore produces a different result, you can compare the two without having to try and remind the AI what they had before. And so that's why it's called corporate memory, right?
Yeah.
So today I learned something new, and therefore it changes the way I perceived something that I did in the past. And so that same ability relies on a fundamental tenet that if it's not in the data, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so that historical backbone of past decisions then means that your AI is not encumbered with, okay, and by the way, remember what you did 6 months ago. And again, I have no concept of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so these derived items being made available and integrated along with our raw details from our source systems now creates us a backbone of legitimacy and robustness, which in highly regulated environments is not an option, it's a mandatory requirement. So the Data Vault supports AI and large machine learning models fantastically because it brings the structure, it brings the industrial strength to your data operations approach.
I mean, I learned something recently, obviously with these natural language kind of querying capabilities of the new BI tools or upgraded BI tools. They're requiring semantic models to be driven, and those semantic models are built off ontologies. And the thing that I learned is that an ontology is entities and relationships in exactly the same model as hubs and links. And that was a real light bulb moment for me. It was like, wow, luckily Dan and all you smart guys really thought about this, when this was all starting, that you basically your ontology maps directly to your Vault model, and it gives the AI a way to sort of sift through the data and pull out, information with the right context, which I think is what we all want,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
And the relationships is the secret sauce in all of that.
Yeah. Now we have a blog series on this on the Iris website. So if this is a topic you're interested in, as we speak, there is 3 articles there, but there will be 6 probably by the time you see this. It's a series that dives deeply into taxonomies and ontologies and semantic models, and then how do you deal with data quality and implementation guides, and what RAG models look like, and context engines, and all of this cool stuff that is needed to deliver AI solutions on top of a Vault, and why Vault is the right approach for that layer of your lakehouse. So thanks for the answer today, Nols.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for expanding the example base.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. See you next time.